There is learning that can take place that won't get you anywhere on your resume. It's about broadening my view of the world.
Telling my stories for social change asks students to become aware of the visible and invisible walls that separate us.
What I've always said is that this program, it's quite imperfect. It gives you no answers and no solutions, but it gives you a very strong personal experience.
Half the time is spent in the classroom reflecting, discussing, learning about different theory about oppression. Half the time is spent at either the Valley Vista rehab facility for women or in a correctional facility. We do a lot of artistic expression, drumming, dancing, painting.
Our professor always says all the actual activities are just excuses. Excuses for us to be getting to know each other and excuses for us to be learning from each other. And in each group, we are working on creating some sort of narrative based on the stories of the inmates in our group, the men in our group. Our themes are loyalty as a positive word and invisibility as a negative word. So we've been putting together a narrative that's sort of a fusion of the men in our group's experiences with those words. It seems to me most of the skits are showing growth.
I wanted to talk to you about something. I've just been idling and I really want to get back out there. I want to get back into society and I need to get a job.
And have that sort of arc. And then most of all, I think nearly all of them have some bent of humor. But the idea is giving voice and creating an opportunity for stories to be told and heard that might not necessarily otherwise be.
They've got clean records, look at them. Ivy League students, their whole lives ahead of them.
You have the skits, you have poems in between the skits, and at the end you have a bombardment, what I called a bombardment of testimonials.
We're caged and forgotten until deemed ready to re-enter society.
Looking forward is at times very difficult.
I feel pressure to mainly pursue things that I'm good at.
I still expected addicts to overcome their addiction.
All the beginning part is a warm-up. It's an excuse to get to those testimonials.
But I soon realized that this notion of help creates an oppressive wall.
I knew I needed help, but the shame and guilt and fear of letting my family down was stronger.
Please don't put us in a box and shut us away.
But then the class doesn't end there because we want to end on a note of frustration because we want students to go out and say, I'm sorry this ended, I want more of this. I want to take responsibility for the next step in my development, which should involve some kind of community engagement.
And it feels very odd, actually, to be given a grade for this kind of experience because you've gained so much from it, but you don't actually feel like you've succeeded most of the time. The majority of the time is being like, I failed again. I've done this wrong again.
Because of the idea of failing, because it's so big here. I failed. Oh, I did it wrong. What is it to do it wrong? I was like, to begin with, we are in an educational institution. If this is not the space to learn, where is it, right?